I went to London to study the legends of King Arthur, and in many ways my experience overseas parallels with the legendary journeys and adventures of the great king. According to myth, Arthur's initiation of sorts was when he pulled the sword from the stone. It was the first of many challenges during his kingship. My initiation and first challenge was getting settled into what would be my home for the next 4 weeks. I was tired from 2 long airplane flights, but it was only mid-morning when I arrived in London. Of course, I was excited, so adrenaline was keeping me going. The next day, after a night of very deep sleep, we went on a bus tour around the city. The tour ended at lunchtime, and instead of being returned to campus, we were dropped off in the extremely busy Covent Garden area. By the end of the day, I had successfully made my first purchase with foreign currency, navigated the London Underground, or the Tube, and despite getting lost several times, found my way back to campus. Luckily, I had my friends with me. Like King Arthur and his knights on their quests, I always was with my friends on my many adventures in Great Britain. Together, we went to Cardiff, Caerphilly Castle, Liverpool, and Salisbury. We climbed Glastonbury Tor, explored the Tower of London, and visited platform 9 3/4 at King's Cross Station. Nearly everywhere we went, there were always challenges. We pretty much always got lost, but we always had fun. The legends also tell of Arthur having an advisor, Merlin the magician. My professor was a lot like Merlin. She wasn't a magician, but she was very knowledgeable about everything you could possibly want to know. She guided us on our field trips and taught us many interesting things, not just about King Arthur. Besides imparting a vast amount of Arthurian facts to us, she also gave us tips on fun places to visit, food to try, and how to survive jet lag. The quest for the Holy Grail, although a much later addition to the Arthurian legends, is one of the most well-known stories of Arthur and his knights. Towards the end of my stay in London, I began to search for the perfect souvenir to sum up my travels. I had one in mind. All I wanted was a button that said "Mind the Gap," a commonly used phrase. I looked high and low in every store we came to. I found plenty of other cool things, mainly books, but no "Mind the Gap" button. Just as most of Arthur's knights never achieved their quest for the Grail, I never found my Mind the Gap button. But that's okay, because with all the presents for my friends and family, and the books for myself, I'm not sure I would have had room in my luggage. King Arthur's story comes to a close with his death, but legends say that he will return someday and rule over Britain again, the once and future king. My journey ended in an airport rather than battlefield, but I hope that I too will return someday. As for the mythical Isle of Avalon, where Arthur is supposed to be resting, I found my own Avalon at a nearby British import store, and they even had a Mind the Gap sticker.